Hi, my name is Betty Hodges.
My name's John Hodges. Betty, what is the reason for this interview today?
I was adopted when I was little. I was born in Japan. The parents that had adopted me, the American parents, was rather abusive because after they adopted me, they had their own children. And after that, I was told that I was a mistake and was ugly and so on and so forth. And I've been separated from my birth mom for about 38 years and have been searching for quite some time, and had written to Oprah Winfrey, Senator Paula Hawkins, a number of other people, too many to actually list, even had a detective searching for my mom. And this is over a period of a number of years. Nobody was successful. And finally one day a friend of mine said, well, why don't you write to Congressman Charles Bennett? And I thought, well, I've written to everybody else, why not write to him? Not really thinking I would be successful because everybody else is like a brick wall. But to my surprise, I did write to him. The first letter I wrote, he sent me a response back saying that his people here in Jacksonville was working on it. So I kind of got my hopes up, but then I thought, well, I've heard that once before. And so, I thought, well, we'll wait and see. And then a month later, I got another letter that said that his people and the people in the American Embassy over in Japan was also working on it. So then my hopes are getting a little bit higher, and I thought, well, still, I don't want to get my hopes up too much because then, you get dashed to the ground, So I was waiting to see what would happen.
And when did he find your mother?
Believe it or not, after all these years with everybody else trying, in the third month he sent me a notice. And back then, it was teletype. So he sent me a teletype message saying that the people over in Japan, the embassy and everything, the American embassy had actually gone to my mother's house, told her I was looking for her, and in 3 months he had located her.
I think I remember that day very, very well because I was the one that received the teletype, and it was from Western Union, and I was so choked up it was hard for me to even call you and let you know that we'd found her.
After I got that message, then I had to get the courage to give her a call because I was so scared. I thought, what is she going to think, But she had already said in the teletype letter that she was anxious for me to call, and he left her phone number. So after building up the courage to call, I remember that day well because you were sitting next to me on one side where I was getting ready to make the call, and our son Michael was on the other side of me, had a box of tissues, a pitcher of water, and a translator on standby because we didn't know how much English she could speak. And so you held my hand when I called her, and I was really surprised at how fluent she was in English. It was broken English, but we didn't need the translator.
How'd that make you feel?
It was mixed emotions because I was scared to death. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, and I wasn't really quite sure what to say. After we located, got in contact with each other, then we made plans for the trip. We took the flight to Japan, which took us, I think it was like a 38-hour flight, I believe.
26, if I remember.
26. She had stuff for every day planned, except to me the most memorable thing was one night we were getting, and I'll try not to get too emotional. One night we were ready to get to bed, and we had laid our futons on the floor, and she came into the room, and she was going to give me money for the next day for sightseeing. And I told her, you don't have to give me this. Everything's perfect now, And she started crying. She started crying. She says, for a long time, I do nothing, which meant she cared about me. So I thought, of all the things, I actually found love.